Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Henderson.
Welcome. First of all, I want to say blessings to Hillary Hemp. Yeah. We don't inherit this earth from our fathers. It's borrowed from our children. I'm a farmer's son. I grew up on a dairy farm. And I was fortunate. I had hundreds of hectares of natural forest, natural bush to wander, to explore, to interact with, to grow and share. And our planet Earth is a plant-based planet. It's 4.5 billion years old. It has a population of 7 billion. And plants grow everywhere. Plants even grow under the sea. And humans and plants have a very close symbiotic relationship. As plants breathe out oxygen, humans breathe in oxygen. And as humans breathe out carbon dioxide, plants breathe in carbon dioxide. So there's a very strong symbiotic relationship there of service. And the history of humans on the planet is 10,000 years. So for 10,000 years, humans have lived in this plant-based environment, lived and evolved in nature's way in our environment, with clean air, clean food and clean water that was passed on from generation to generation. So for 500 generations, our ancestors lived in a plant-based world. They worked with these plants to create their life. They clothed themselves with their plants. Their food was plants. Their medicine was plants. They built houses from plants. They had a plant-based lifestyle via a plant-based currency. So they had a plant-based economy. They traded, shared, all their consumer goods were plant-based. Their economies were plant-based. And what was the most fascinating plant for that 10,000 years? The most amazing plant, the champion of all plants, was industrial hemp. So just hold that thought for a moment. For 10,000 years, 500 generations, industrial hemp is the most fantastic plant. And then 300 years ago, roughly 60 generations only, we found oil. Another fascinating substance on this planet. With oil and our creativity, we created our lifestyle around this substance. It's in our clothes, it's in our food, it's in our medicine. Possibly the seats you're sitting, well, definitely the seats you're sitting on now, the covers of those seats is oil-based. The cars that brought you here today are driven by fossil fuels, oil-based again. And you might say, what's wrong with that? What's the problem? Well, oil is a very toxic substance in our environment, in our world. And we've set up an economy, a lifestyle around a very, very toxic substance. Now, last year, I was in India on the Delhi tip. Now, the Delhi tip is absolutely massive. It's a filthy, disgusting, acrid wasteland of oil-based pollution, oil-based rubbish, mostly plastic. And on this massive dump, there's millions, thousands, millions of people trying to sustain an existence, to live, to eke out a life on this toxic, oil-based dump. There's grandmas, grandpa, mum and dad, and all the kids desperately trying to seek a life in this toxic waste. So I ask ourselves a question. I ask you a question. Do we keep living this lifestyle with our oil-based economy, with our oil-based situation, where we pollute our water, we pollute our food, we've got pollution in the air? Do we live this lifestyle and pass it on from generation to generation for our children to come? So standing on the deli tip, looking at this mess, this plastic toxic mess, it touched my heart. I cried. I cried for humanity, for the environment, for our children. And I said to myself, there's no way humans can live and exist like this. We can't live in this toxic mess. So when I go home, when I get back to Bellingen, I'm going to grow hemp, industrial hemp. So nowadays, to grow industrial hemp legally, you need to get a licence from the Department of Primary Industry, the government. To grow a perfectly natural, beautiful, fantastic vegetable, you need a licence. So I obtained a licence, and I've leased myself a piece of land, and I've got a beautiful, fantastic 1960 red International tractor, and it does the job just fantastically. So I'm now a hemp farmer. I grow hemp. When we grow the hemp and we harvest the hemp and we process the hemp, there's four main parts of the hemp plant. The first part of the hemp plant is the seeds. There's the seeds, the fibre, the base, and the herd of the hemp plant. The seeds of the hemp plant are the best source of food from a plant that humans can get, the best protein we can have. It has the omega-6, 3 and 9 in perfect balance for the human body and all the catalysts in the human body to receive it. It's a wonderful food. And then we have the fibre of this fantastic plant. The longest fibre, the strongest fibre, the most durablest fibre on the planet. And from that, we can make our textiles. We can make cardboards, we can make paper, we can make packaging, we can make our clothes. These clothes I'm wearing right now are long-lasting and durable. They're 100% hemp. And they'll probably see me out, I reckon. And then we have the base of the plant, which is the internal woody section of the plant. And with this we can make our building materials. We can make a cement, a concrete, we can make building blocks, we can make wall panels, particle boards, we can make insulation, we can make fiberglass substitutes, and it goes on and on. That part of the plant will sustain all our buildings. And then we have the herd, the middle of the plant, the pithy part of the plant, where we can make our putties, our paints, our solvents, our glues, and most of all, plastic. The most fantastic plastic on this planet. The strongest biodegradable plastic. Just think about, guys, how many times in your day do you touch oil-based toxic plastic? It's in our lives everywhere. We don't need that. We can make this from hemp. So hemp is a fantastic, the champion plant of the planet. So we look forward to our future like the indigenous people, the old people gone by, with a deep and abiding respect for the planet and for our children. They cast their mind forward to where is our future. And myself and my dear friend Hilary Hemp, we have a dream and a vision. So let's grow hemp. Let's go back to the future. Let's create a plant-based economy on a plant-based planet. Thank you.